If she had only been ugly, we would still be.
And don't start with your improv hijinks, because I know you people got something up your sleeve. What I want out of this podcast is jokes.
Okay.
45 to an hour of jokes, one joke after another. I want no creativity,
Okay.
just your act. Now, so what would you like me to ask you so I can set you up for some of your zingers?
Some of my jokey jokes. Let's see, what's going on with me?
Okay, you want to start the show?
Yeah.
All right, watch this. This is the show now. See the difference? Dom Irrera, live from Laugh Factory with Beth Stelling. Beth,
Hey, Dom.
you see the difference in my energy?
Yeah, you really flipped there.
I know.
All of a sudden, we were sitting here, you were dead energy,
Ooh.
and then show starts and you're still dead energy.
And what I'll do is I'll ask you questions and start answering them in the middle of your answer.
Okay. So you're just going to walk all over me?
Yeah,
verbally.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. We're on the world famous Laugh
Thank you for
Factory
dressing
stage.
down today.
You're welcome.
You look great.
I just want to make you feel comfortable.
So you want me to take off my pants? Look like you?
I got short shorts. Well, not these kind of are big.
I saw you on television after I met you, and you look great.
Thanks.
Yeah, you were on the Carson Daly.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see it?
I did. I was really pleased with it.
Didn't you think you look great?
Thank you.
You
felt
photographed
good.
well, you know.
I called it good crop, bad crop because my crop top for that show was not that great, but I felt good about the one in the interview.
What do you mean the crop top?
Yeah, it's like a type of shirt.
Oh, literally.
It's like a lady's shirt.
Oh, I thought it was
yeah,
some
I wore
kind of...
two of them, one in the show, one in the interview.
I thought it was some kind of hip stand-up jargon that I didn't
Good crop,
know.
bad crop.
Good crop, bad crop.
Just making fun of my outfit. But that came together nicely. I don't know. Sometimes you do these
Look good, yeah. They really do it well.
late night things that are on real, in the middle of the night, 1:30.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting much, but the producer was excellent. He used to work for The Daily Show. I thought he did a wonderful job interviewing not just me, but all the comics, editing it together.
I only saw you.
I'm the most important, so that's all you need
What
to
do I care?
I don't see anybody else.
So I'm in Ireland. True story. Stop me if you heard this. And I never met Beth before. And she goes on stage, lights it the fuck up. I thought that was so. And this has nothing to do with male or female, but just to do that as your first show is tough.
Thanks. I mean, you make me feel good. Thank you.
It was 1,000 people.
I was following your lead. I was thankful you went up before me.
Yeah, but I've been doing it for 20 years.
Right, that's why I was thankful you went up before me, so I could just watch and see someone who was American go up before me, because that was my first outside of Canada, first international.
Well, we're so lucky because we don't have to change anything.
Yeah.
If I bring one of my Scottish or Irish comedians here, they know who Obama is. They know that
Right.
California is a rich state, and that they know all the little subtleties about the U.S. What do we know? Do you know who the mayor of Dublin is?
No.
I don't either.
Actually,
I don't even know the mayor of L.A., so that's not a good example.
Yeah. Me neither.
Some Garcia or something. Some Mexican guy.
It took me a long time to even just get a California license.
Where are you from?
Ohio.
Where?
Dayton, Ohio. You ever do Wiley's?
No, but I had my worst experience ever opening. I used to open for Cher.
Okay, yeah.
And Dayton. Did I tell you this?
But I want to know.
It was really bad.
I knew that you had done that before.
Okay, so she was very cool with me. I mean, she would, my name was on the bill. It wasn't like I was a surprise opening act or anything. And I never did Dayton. I did Perrysburg. I think that's fairly close to there, right? It's about the closest. Mm-hmm. And I get on stage, and the stand-up was easy with her because she's eclectic and she's not just a rocker,
Right.
So
she kind of has something to say. People are expecting more from her than just songs.
Well, yeah, she's got that whole history of Sonny and Cher and the movies and Moonlighting and all those. Well, not Moonlighting, Moonstruck.
Moonstruck.
All that stuff. So it makes it much easier. You have grandmothers there with their granddaughters and transvestites dressed as Cher. So, but it's a good audience. So anyway, I go up and this girl starts screaming, "Cher, Cher!" And I said, she's not coming out right now. And I just try and that's 20,000 people or something. So, you got to really.
I've never done that, obviously.
Well.
That's insane.
It's different, yeah. I mean, but anyway, so she keeps screaming. And the crowd was with me until I called her a vapid little stupid son of a bitch. I said,
literally
yeah,
said that?
yeah. And I said, I said, what do you think? I said, do you think, first of all, you think I'm like somebody's uncle who works at the arena that I just came up here? I mean, I'm on the bill, you fucking idiot. I said, she's not here. She's putting on her makeup now. Matter of fact, when I get off, she's still not coming out because there's a break after I get off. So just calm down.
Right now.
Yeah, go, whatever. And so I just started like going in, and then the crowd turned on me.
20,000?
Yeah.
I bet there were like 10 still on your side.
I don't know. Maybe. But the funniest thing was they followed me to Cleveland, and they hated me there.
No.
And I remember busting their balls. Like, look at you, you're from Dayton. That's why you got the shit seats in the back. Boo! And the Cleveland people are cheering, So, but it's actually worse than I told you because I never had that experience before. I never had. I mean, I've had rough sets, and I had where I'm inappropriate. But nothing so overwhelming as 20,000 people,
Not on your side.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt 10 people not on my side. It doesn't feel good. I don't.
Yeah.
Were they with you from the beginning? Then you kind of turned
Yeah.
on her, and then they turned on you.
They were even with me until the middle of when I lost control and just went after her. They were with me, and then there was no.
Do you feel like you had to say? Well, here's the thing with heckling. Sometimes I'll ignore it if I can. For me personally, that's what I like to do. It's like if it's not bothering, because I've seen it go wrong. I've seen a comic lose it on somebody, but the back of the room had no clue what happened.
Right, and they don't see the person.
And the back of the room now thinks that the comic on stage is kind of a dick. So I do my best to ignore it. But did you feel like you lost your temper, or do you feel like it was unavoidable, or other?
No, I think I lost my temper. Yeah. I think I blew it. I could have been nicer and just it just wasn't in my makeup for that day,
Yeah, I mean, when somebody's distracting you like that. Also, did you feel like it was important, or was this like gig number 7 on a tour with her?
No, this was one gig after another. Okay. They all blended into each other a lot.
Did it get back to her? Did you pay for it?
If it did, she wouldn't do anything.
No.
She would probably laugh.
I was gonna say because I remember reading. I think Richard Lewis opened for Sonny and Cher.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
See, that's how much older than me. Sonny was still with her. Did he have trouble with them?
Yeah, I think what happened. He was talking about one of the biggest crowds he had. I don't want to butcher the story, but I think it was like he wasn't feeling that great about whatever, and then I think he went on for that huge amount of people, and it kind of revitalized him. Like, just breathe life.
Oh, he felt better. Did you ever open for anybody like that? Or?
Never anything that big. I mean, I went on the road with Jesselnick last year, but in his audience, he does theaters at 1,000, 2,000. So
he's really good, isn't he?
Yeah, he is really good.
Yeah, I had him on my show. You have to come in and do it sometimes. It's called Breaking Balls.
Yeah.
And it's fun because we do stand up and then we do this on higher chairs, actually, director's chair. But it's fun. Like the guys like anybody who's like Bill Burr or Rogan or somebody who likes to work off the script. They're the ones that have the most fun.
Thank you so much. We got a little coffee.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Tom.
What are you doing? All right. Well, I'll get you tomorrow.
Or I've got something on our way out.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
They wouldn't take a 50? Who the fuck doesn't take a 50?
People who don't trust us.
Greenblatt's? I'm sorry, man.
Really? Greenblatt's wouldn't?
Yeah, I'll find money.
We'll figure it out.
These guys don't make that much. Oh, I shouldn't say that. They're listening.
They don't make enough.
They don't make enough. They should make more.
Yeah. Well, whatever. We'll figure it out afterwards, but I got cash.
No. I'm not going to make you pay for coffee. You're nice enough to come down in your busy work a day.
Right.
Practice.
I also just, I was supposed to do that 4 p.m. show. They were going to Periscope it. Have you Periscoped? I have not.
You know who Jessie May is?
Yeah. I love Jessie May.
Me too. She was on the podcast. And she started periscoping as we were on. I mean, how much more media can we use?
I know, right?
She's doing a taping or filming. What is it?
I don't
know.
It's
filming?
I guess what it is if anybody wanted to at that time, look at your Twitter feed, they could be there live with us right now. They'd be like watching you and I right now.
Yeah.
For however long you press the button, I guess.
I think they were doing it. Last night I did Kill Tony. Did you ever do Kill Tony? You ever hear of it?
No. What is that?
Oh, it's a show where you would love it. What the comedians do is they're judges, and the people that put their names in a hat do a minute of stand up. They're not,
Just randoms?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
Or whatever, open micers or.
Well, that's what the thing was, one extreme to the other. There was one guy that was really funny. And they start applauding right away. You could tell the difference when somebody's good immediately.
Yeah.
And there was.
Where was it?
Where was it?
Yeah.
In the Belly Room, the Comedy Store.
Okay, cool. Kill Tony.
You know who I had on yesterday?
Who?
Paulie.
Nuh-uh.
Paulie Shore. He was
God,
great.
I just now that you just said that, somebody was asking me the other day as a kid who I like idolized. He was another one, honestly. It was like Robin Williams, Jim Carrey, and I loved Pauly Shore. I loved him in Encino Man.
He was funny.
Yeah, he was so funny.
Yeah.
So he was definitely someone that just popped in my head now that you said it.
Well, it was an interesting history he had, because he's seen so much. And people used to say to me how fucked up he was in some ways, and I used to say to them, if you knew what he went through,
right.
he's pretty together.
I know.
He went through a lot. As a
I
kid.
haven't been in touch. Like I'm not in contact with him. Are you? You see him often, or?
I just see him at the store.
Yeah. And you guys are kind of friends.
Yeah, we're friends. I mean, we don't hang out friends, but
Yeah.
just so much history.
Yeah, he's seen a lot.
I used to drive him home when he was a teenager.
You did?
Yeah. He wasn't even a comedian. And the smartest thing he did was he came here first.
Yeah.
To develop so that when he went on stage, it wasn't just because his mother put him on stage.
Right.
Where'd you start?
I started in Chicago. I mean, technically, I tried stand-up in Ohio before I left college. And then...
Where'd you go?
I went to Miami University in Ohio.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And so I tried it a couple times. And then I moved to Chicago because I was going to do theater. I had interned at Steppenwolf School. Steppenwolf Theater in Chicago. Gary Sinise, Joan Allen, John Malkovich.
Yeah. No, I've heard of it.
Rory Metcalf. So I interned for their school, and I got to meet all those people, work with them.
Oh, wow.
Like Sheldon Patinkin and Rondi Reed, Tina Landau, like watching all of these, learning acting techniques and being with all these professional actors, but I was the intern. But they let me participate so much, so I was like, I'm going to go back to Chicago and be an actress. And I did one play, and it just wasn't that good, and I thought to myself, like, you know what? I don't have to rehearse or work with people I don't know on a play like material I am not really into. So I started going to open mics. I checked it out first in Chicago, too, I cased the joint.
Where'd you go to, Zanies and those places?
Yeah, I auditioned for Zanies eventually. I wanted to make sure I was, like, decent before I did that.
Do you work there now?
Yeah.
Zanies?
I was just there in March headlining, and, it's a classic club.
I love it. I can't work it because Jamie has the Laugh Factory there.
Oh, right.
So I can't go against him.
Are you going to the Laugh Factory Chicago?
I've done it a few times.
I was going to say, do they do headliners on the weekend?
Not anymore.
I was going to say, what's up with that?
They're doing local people. I don't know.
Yeah, I was curious about that because, it's an interesting situation. Did you ever do the Lakeshore before it?
No.
Who was I with?
Because I was with Zanies. That were mean?
No. Who was I with that said that was me? The Lakeshore. Or was that a dream?
You're dreaming about theaters?
Yeah.
You really got it in your blood.
Some guy was like, that was part me, owning the Lakeshore.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Damn, where was I?
Son of a bitch. Stop the tape. Find out where you were.
But I mean,
you should come here more prepared the next time.
I know, I'm so sorry. But that Lakeshore was where I first, that's where I opened for Mike DiStefano. I opened for Jim Jeffries. Like, those were my first big getting to open for big comics. Like seeing somebody work in like 45 minutes like that. So I hosted for Jim, and I featured for Mike DiStefano. What
do you do now? Do you go out on the road?
So now, at least 2 weekends out of the month, I'm on the road headlining clubs.
Oh, good.
And, I don't think that takes years to perfect, but I feel like in a much better place than when I first started headlining. It was clunky to go. It still can be clunky.
It's hard.
Hard. And then I do a bunch of festivals, and I just did this Showtime special that aired last Friday, or whatever, 2 Fridays ago, the 24th.
Oh, if you want to plug anything, this will be on in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Well, I have a Comedy Central special coming.
Oh, cool.
It's my half-hour special. It's coming October 10th.
I love the half-hour format.
I do, too. It was such a great experience.
It's so much better than an hour.
Yeah, it's just kind of like you get enough of a taste of somebody, and Kind of
Yeah,
leaves you wanting
and now
more, I
we're sitting
guess.
there. Come on, with this today's world with computers and cell phones and
Yeah,
you know,
even the Netflix specials, I wonder if they get watched all the way through. I'm sure they do a lot, but you're right. It's
I can't
easier to
take it,
consume.
especially my own act. Oh my
You're
God.
sick of yourself.
Oh, I hate me. Such a phony.
You're not.
Acting like I'm saying it for the first time. I'm not. That was the hardest thing for me to do
Yeah.
coming out of improv because I couldn't believe it. I thought these guys are fucking funny. Jeez, then they go back and see the same thing.
Right.
Because like I loved improv because we would police ourselves into not saying the same stuff again.
Right.
You know, like
hold each other kind of accountable.
yeah, you know, like not getting stock jokes in improv where, you know,
Right.
if you go like this, oh, is this the Department of Large-Breasted Women? Oh, you know, whatever it is like.
Right.
But I only miss working with a team. Like I like the idea of working with people. The festival's
Somebody
the
have your
closest.
back.
The festival's closest you come to that, and that's why like when the show you were on, I wanted somebody else up there with me.
Yeah.
Because you know, I mean, I've done so much fucking hosting in my life, you know, because other countries hosting's a bigger deal
Right.
than here. Here it's like the schleppy MC.
Yeah, you pay your dues.
But, you know, I just thought it was fun, that show. And, I mean, if I'd have known you better, I would have goofed around with you more. You know what I mean? But I didn't
We
want
still goofed.
Yeah, but, you know, it's like your first time there. I don't want to mess with you.
It. I feel like I look back at that, and I had a great time, and I feel like, by the way, the Kilkenny Festival that Dom and I were at,
Yeah.
I'm talking about, in Ireland. But I look back at that, and I felt like, you know, it was cool to have longer sets in a festival. Those were 20-minute sets. Normally, if I'm doing a fest, it's just less. There's more comics
but Montreal, have you done that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have less time.
Yeah.
They have 7-minute sets and all that.
Right. And so when we had those 20-minute sets, it was like a gift, but then also, you know, I felt like I did have to work, and I think I held my own. I feel like I held my head above water.
Did great.
Yeah, you saw me do my set in front of that big cattle.
What a way to start.
Yeah.
And then you're in a room 3 days later with 30 people with me.
Right, exactly. And that was so cool too. I just think I felt like I held my own. I also felt like I was a little too timid. I felt like I was in my head sort of like, are they going to get this? Should I cater to them? And I just did this tour through New Zealand and Australia.
Right, you were telling me. That's cool.
And I felt like I learned a lot from Ireland. Where I
Ireland
was like, you know
helped
what? I mean, this sounds like really cheesy, but I was like, you just have to like fiercely be yourself. Just go and do you.
Oh yeah.
You know. Whereas I kind of was a little more timid in Ireland. Like it was my first time out, where I was like, am I going to translate?
Yeah. Well, you did great.
Thanks, Dom.
It was. That's why you're here today, my friend, because I got to see you.
I earned it.
You earned this luxury.
I earned this empty,
if you need help getting
stage.
on this stage, you know, I can help you.
Thank you.
If you ever care.
I do care. Yeah, I'd love to. I think, you know, like we just talked about, bookers sometimes, especially here, there's a handful of them. And so sometimes they trade in and out of power.
Well, they don't even know what they're doing. Like, we lost this woman, Cecily, and now they have a woman who's working there. I don't even know who's making the lineup. So they just go, you know, that's why it's so hard to crack into the lineup, because they do the same lineups every week, as according to who's in town.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But one word from me, you get a spot.
Thank you.
12 o'clock show.
I'm going to make you a star, kid.
That's right, baby.
To the top.
Maybe you take care of me, I take care of you. Do you get hit on a lot on the road?
You know, I guess since I started growing into a woman, I have. I think I'm 30 now. I think I get hit on more now than I did. I also think I put myself together better. But it's never anything like too aggressive. I've had weird stuff said to me. I say.
You ever have to stay at condos with guys?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about that.
Yeah, I stayed at one in Appleton at Skyline with Keith Albertstadt. But he's like a gentleman. We had a fun time together. You know, separate bedrooms, obviously.
Yeah,
yeah.
I would hope so. That'd be a pretty lame comedy club.
I think, you know, condos used to be a thing, and now I think most people would much rather stay at a hotel. Am I wrong?
No, I would.
Yeah.
I've hardly ever stayed in condos.
Yeah, I stayed at the Zanies condo, but the time before that I just stayed with my best friend in Chicago, but she moved out here. So now
I had no idea how old you were. I couldn't even
You couldn't place it? Oh,
I knew you weren't over 30. But
yeah, I'm 30.
If you told me you were 21, I'd have believed you in a second.
I just did Lucy Fest in Jamestown last Friday.
Lucy, like I Love Lucy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paul Provenza interviewed me on the set of Lucy's Kitchen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're breaking ground on a national comedy center there. It's gonna be huge.
Where is it?
Jamestown, New York.
Oh, Jamestown, New York, not Jamestown, Virginia.
Where she was born. Lucille
Is that
Ball.
where she really?
Uh-huh. Yeah, $1. There was I bought a coffee for $1, and I was like, Jesus, I knew you loved Lucy. I just didn't know you didn't change the prices since it was on air. God, it's a little bit of a depressed town financially. It's a little bit struggling, I think, but it's a nice town.
Jamestown, the other Jamestowns were famous though.
Really?
Isn't that the one with the Sacagawea and? Wasn't that one of the first settlements in America, Jamestown, Virginia?
Oh wait, maybe I love where your head's at. I wasn't thinking historically. Jamestown, Virginia.
I don't mean to be pedantic or didactic at this point in time.
But yeah, wait, where were we going? Oh yeah, whatever. They're giving me a ride to the airport, some of the volunteers, and they thought I was 23, and I was like, whatever, I'll take it.
Well, the only thing that would give away your age is the fact that you're so good.
Thanks so
And that's hard to be. It's hard to be 21 and be that good.
Let me just say, for the record, I'm honored that you think I'm good.
Don't start with this.
I'm just saying I don't want to be an ass kisser, but you know.
You're just saying.
You're great. Thank you. Also, for the record, you were also really nice to me. So that's in Kilkenny, you made me feel welcome. And then after I did your show, you sent a nice note to my room, which is like, I love that. It made me feel,
Were you in Langton's?
Yeah, you sent me a note and you just said good job today, and it was nice. It made my day. Good.
Yeah, that's fun, that show.
It was.
I love the crowd. I love those people.
I know. It was just. It also doing radio that morning in Langton's. It's like just gorgeous. It's like the opposite of American radio. It was. I was with Ardell O'Hanlon and who else was
I was with
Ashley McBee.
I was with one of my friends. I forget, but David O'Doherty.
Yes.
The one with the hair, like the extra hair. Very funny, yeah. And he. But they tried to trick me and trap me on the Beatles.
Wait, why?
Well, because I'm like, I grew up with the Beatles. You know, that's my generation, and I know them really well, and I know their music really well. And they tried to they had questions prepared, and I was answering the questions before they were finished. I blew them away.
That's how good you were.
Yeah, I mean, like ridiculous things like what 3 Beatles songs did Paul McCartney play drums on? Now you got to be a fan to know that.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. I mean, even if you knew the songs, you can't guess it.
No, I can't. What are they?
Remember? Back in the USSR, Ballad of John and Yoko. You know that one?
Yeah, maybe.
And Dear Prudence.
Yeah, I like Dear Prudence.
Dear Prudence is about, won't you come out to play? Sun is up, the sky is blue. It's beautiful, and so are you, dear Prudence. I can't believe. See, that's so weird that you know that song.
My mom loved the Beatles. We had a big Ringo poster.
Oh boy.
It was leaning up again because my mom's a music teacher.
Oh really?
And we had a big.
You sing?
Yeah, I can sing. Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, you were singing then.
She's a pianist, and so we grew up singing with her. And we grew up in all the choruses, choirs. She had a big poster of Ringo leaning up against our piano we had in the living room for a while. And it used to scare the shit out of me.
Really? As a kid?
He was my mom's favorite, and I thought he was terrifyingly ugly.
Really?
Yes.
That's funny.
And I just posted a video actually on her. She's on Facebook now, on her wall the other day. There's a cool video kind of going around about, lots of current drummers, like very, popular drummers, sort of paying tribute to him and his style and how influential and groundbreaking he was, and just pretty much a pioneer in the way that he was.
See, I don't know enough about that. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't either until I watched it. Yeah. And so I just, I wrote it I sent it to my mom, and I was like, you were right. Or you knew before everybody else, Mom.
I remember my goddaughter was 5, and I used to pick her up at preschool and drive her. We would get pizza or something, her and her girlfriend. And one day they say to me, like, this big revelation, you know the Beatles? I said, yeah, I know them. But do you really, know their stuff? I go, yeah, I know. Because our favorite is, I knew they were going to say it, Ringo.
What's their favorite?
Of course. Well, because Yellow Submarine.
Okay.
Because that was a kid's song, and I guess Octopus's Garden, and
yeah.
Those songs are more kid songs,
I guess if I had to choose, Paul for me, I suppose. But there's some of these old photos that you don't always see, they're all gorgeous in their own way. I mean, they were cool. They were rock stars.
Well, what's amazing about that phenomena was their age.
Right, how young they were.
How young they were.
And think another thing like we just were talking about, the Michael Jackson, who was a star since he was like 5. That didn't end that great, but still a legend. And then Paul had been in it since he was a teen. It was a different time.
George was the youngest, and they were
But still, these freaking turned out great.
But they were like, like what they have the boy bands today. They don't last that long.
No.
I mean, Justin Timberlake broke away from one. And
right.
They're still talented, but
yeah, and they do these reunion tours.
Yeah, but the writing is so fucking incredible for that age.
You're right. I mean, and it holds up. That's the thing.
It does hold up.
It holds up still. People are enjoying it still. I saw my sisters. I met them in Vegas a couple weeks ago. They came from Ohio, and they want to go see Beatles, Love, The Circular Swing.
Yeah.
I fell asleep. Also,
really? I fell asleep.
I found it to be a cacophonous mess, but they loved it. And of course, I love the songs. It's gorgeous. But yeah, it's cacophony for me. Just a mix of chaos. Yeah,
well, they were trying to fit a lot in there. Mm-hmm. I think the coolest song in the whole thing was when they had Harrison singing "While My Guitar Gently Weeps."
Yeah,
solo.
I also loved the love ballad when all the women were kind of around, dressed in white. Listen, I was asleep, so let's not get specific.
What song made you doze off? I saw a lady the other night. I was in, I forget where it was. I was in Reno, and there was just three black women. They looked like gospel singers. They were big women, and the one was sleeping in the middle, and I fucking loved it because she was like really trying, and she was doing the nod and hurting her neck. I was going. I want to know what joke was it specifically that knocked you out. Should I never do that again, or should I open with it?
Get it out of the way. Gosh, that's funny. I mean, I've had people fall asleep in mine too. I feel like I'm the Sarah McLachlan of comedy. I don't think that's a good thing, but
I don't know what I would compare myself to.
I don't know either. Also, I mean,
Sarah McLachlan's a good comparison.
Yeah. Did you see that movie Across the Universe?
Yeah.
The reason I love that, I did see it. It's been a while now. I saw it in my early 20s, I guess, but I loved it, and I think it was because I got to hear those songs differently. When someone else sings the song, especially that movie, I heard the words new and a new meaning. Like I got some of it, as opposed to when you get in a rhythm of something, the meaning can sometimes.
The only problem I had with it is my prejudice towards the actual singers.
I can see that.
And because they did a great job, and I've done a lot of musical theater.
You have?
Yeah, it's funny because
I love musical
Dane
theater.
Cook and I were in the back one night talking about what plays we had done, and what I got my equity card through children's theater.
You did?
By playing the part. Everybody thinks I'm like this wise guy Italian. Hey, forget about it, everybody. Hey, you know what I mean? And it's like just the opposite. I'm like, I was Billy Bones in Treasure Island. I was the White Rabbit in the Alice in Wonderland.
I love that.
That's how I got my equity card. That's how I got before I went to New York. I had my first card already, and that was it. It's still a big deal to get your equity card. But you never know, like, what people's backgrounds are.
I started in musical theater. In high school, junior high.
What did you sing in?
I was Eulalie, McKechnie Shin, and the Music Man. So that was really just like pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 And then one Grecian urn when she does her thing. But that was the Music Man. And then Bonnie, the gangster's girlfriend in Anything Goes. Cole Porter's Anything Goes.
Oh, okay.
So she talked like this, and her solo was that up in heaven's happy portals where the parties never stop.
Oh, yeah.
And then I played May Mama Peterson in Bye Bye Birdie. So she didn't really have a song.
See, I didn't want to get into theater when I was in high school. I thought it was like too feminine.
Right.
And it was either like really gay guys or really football players making fun of it.
Yeah, or trying to get laid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
smart. Always,
That was smart of them. Go where the ladies are.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so when did it wasn't until what, after you went to college?
In college, I started.
Where'd you go to college?
I went in Miami, the real Miami.
Oh, burn.
I went to school in Biscayne and Barry colleges, two You know, it was an all-female college at the time, but they had men. They had a consortium with the other college, so they would run us in for. So we got all the good parts because
Yeah,
there's
I was
hardly
gonna
any.
say.
You know, it's like if you go to Northwestern, you have to be a graduate student to get the parts. Here, they were dying. They needed men.
Right. I mean, that's kind of why I didn't go conservatory. It all worked out for me too.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying I could have gotten into Juilliard or something, but I decided theater late, like that I was going to do that in college. I decided it was late in the game, and then because I chose a school close to me, it wasn't known for theater, so I got to act a lot and a lot of things.
You'll get a sitcom.
Thanks, Don.
You have to.
Thank you.
Do you want one?
Yeah, I mean, I would love that. I
Make
guess
that
sometimes
kind of
my
money?
trouble in meetings, though, when people ask these things, is I really am not in a rush. I like what I do. I love.
Yeah.
It's like making a living being funny I'm living the dream.
Oh, I know.
It's wonderful. So I have to remind myself that sometimes too, even when I'm just like in a city. I don't really want to be
Yeah,
there.
when people you hear people bitching and they don't know what real life is like,
Yeah.
And when people say it stands up for the bravest and all that bullshit, well, it's just a special skill, but it's not the bravest.
Right.
I think coal miners are a little braver.
Yeah.
Stand-ups.
Yeah, exactly. So
Right.
I think too, like it would be nice to have a home. I guess kind of stay put for a little while, work on something.
Yeah.
I look at when I watch a late night show, I do have a desire to like be a strong like a comic, a woman of late night. Like I like watching Kimmel open with a set,
Yeah.
and then do a great job like interviewing a human like another human. And
Yeah.
I like watching him because of that.
Kimmel?
Yeah.
It's terrific.
You know what I mean? So he's an inspiration to me, I think. I don't necessarily specifically know if that's my dream, but I would love to just not have
What
it
do you
be
mean,
like
to
a
host?
woman's talk show. I'd like it to be like a late night show where I open with stand up about
Yeah.
the news and interview people like a human,
Uh-huh.
not just like blow smoke up their ass and laugh in their face.
Just, will you do me a favor? Can you help me get that image out of my head? Just like somebody opening up.
It was just me smoking a cigarette and blowing it slowly up your butt.
There's certain phrases that the image is so much worse when you really break it down.
Blow smoke up your ass.
Blue. Thank you. Now I'll have that in my head the whole day.
You're welcome.
Hey, anything with the ass makes me laugh. Like my uncle used to, like my uncle always used to say my ass.
Yeah.
Like whenever like
Yeah.
he would question something, my ass. Like I never knew what that meant. Yes,
Yeah.
and my sister's ass, which really bothered me because I love my sister and I don't want anybody to talk about her ass. My sister's ass. Did you ever hear that?
Yeah.
That's like it's kind of Italian.
Yeah. My ass, I definitely heard.
Yeah,
What's your sister's name?
Gloria.
Nice.
But my sister's ass, it's your sister.
Gloria and any others?
Do you have kid? Do you have
Older sisters too.
Oh yeah.
Hannah and Megan. They're in Ohio.
Who's the hottest?
Me. I mean, you're.
Yeah. I did a thing on stage where I've done it a couple times, but it just really is a funny moment. They're like, there's 4 women here, and I'll go. Now I said, first of all, you're all beautiful. You know where I'm going to go, right? And I go, but one of you is obviously way hotter than the other 3. Would you mind standing up and taking a bow? And of course, they all point to the other one, being nice and humble, and nobody stands up. Well, about a few weeks ago, there was 2 Argentinian women sitting here, and they understood English very well. And I said that. I said, because there were a couple women behind us, and this one stands up and she takes a bow, and really funny. The audience went crazy, and I said, I saw her on the way out. I said, nobody's ever done that before. Nobody's ever stood up when I asked it. She goes, well, I am the hottest. I love that she really, and she was, but you usually don't say it. Oh, everybody's beautiful in their own way. No, I'm the hottest.
When we were little, my parents divorced, and then my dad lived in Orlando.
Parents are divorced, of course.
Yeah. And my mom lived in Ohio still. So we go down there, and we get to take her. Yeah, there was a lot of benefits. We go down in the summer, get to be by the beach. So our spring breaks, we would take our friends. So it was like, on our high school spring break, we're going down to the beach. It was really cool, But I remember laying out on the beach and Daytona Beach, and you can drive on that beach.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and so some guy's driving by me and my 4 friends, and he just goes, nope, maybe, nope.
Really?
Yeah.
He's judging everybody?
Yeah.
What did you get?
I got no. I mean,
You got a
Yeah,
no?
I used to be a chubby girl.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I still looked good. I never like when you're bigger, you don't really. I don't know. I'm not saying you don't know it, but that's what you are. So I never
Yeah.
want to. I think I certainly had some issues. I'm not claiming to think I thought I was perfect, but at the time I was like, I'm hot. Why doesn't anybody want to tap this?
Yeah.
And also, I always wore it well. Like, kind of, I was lucky.
How
in
much
that way.
heavier were you?
I was like, I remember, almost 200 pounds.
200?
I weigh like 155 now.
Yeah, but you're about 5'9", right?
Yeah. Yeah. I went, it was in college too. I just went to a wedding a couple weeks ago where I saw some people from college that hadn't seen me since had lost weight or whatever. And some guy, the first thing he said to me was, Jesus, your tits are small. I was like, thank you.
Thank you. Your
Yeah,
balls
so
look
my waist.
Your balls look bigger now that your legs are thinner. I can't believe he said that to you.
I know. Yeah.
Do you think because you're a comedian, he would say something
I
like
think
that?
a lot of people think they can say whatever they want to.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a comic, yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus, your tits are small. I was like,
Thank
good
you.
to see you as well. I did. I said thank you.
That's funny.
They were much bigger.
So how did you lose that much weight?
Yeah, I think so. I think part of it's growing up. I remember like looking at my sisters and being so envious, like never in like a hateful way. I was never like my sisters,
Right.
but they were just always small. And so then one of them claimed like, well, once you hit a certain age, you kind of thin out. And it was like many years for me to get to that age, but they're right. I think once you hit your late 20s, you do kind of tend to thin out a little. But I originally lost weight. I was biking in Chicago along the Lakeshore Drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just ate better. And then when I moved to LA, it's even easier to eat better. I mean, everybody gives you a hard time about LA being so health conscious, but it's easier to eat better.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then-
they have things here.
Yeah.
Everything's not fried. I mean, if you're down south, the people are so fucking fat.
I mean,
But they eat fat.
everything's fried,
Yeah.
or frozen. And then I also started doing the bar method, which is like, there's a couple different versions of it around
Eating
LA.
different bars.
Different bars and things. No, it's
Oh.
like a dance thing.
Oh, that bar.
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
like the bar. So it's ballet based sort of workout.
Uh-huh.
Plyometrics, isometric holds, that type of thing.
I really was that stupid that I thought it was like the protein
I
bar.
thought you were being funny.
No, I'm that vapid.
No, you're not. How would you know? It's a new like workout thing. Well, I've been doing it for a couple years now, but that also helped me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I did it. And I eat better, but I always have a sweet tooth. I mean, I don't know if that will go away.
No.
I love ice cream. I got it. Yeah, my first album was Sweet Beth.
Your first album?
My first comedy album.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do another one. It's been 3 years. I need one. I don't look back at that one and I'm not like ashamed, but you know how it goes. I kind of look back at old work and I'm like,
Yeah. It's very hard for me to watch myself. I remember I had one where I was like had a big pompadour hair.
no.
Yeah, you should look it up.
I'm going to.
It looks so funny.
I had one too. That was my Conan set.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you really?
I said like, could you put my hair up? That's the other thing you learn as you go. How you want to look. You know what I mean? I know it's different for men.
Yeah, it's much different.
But still, if I have to go sit in a makeup chair, the more I know how to tell them how I want to look, the better. Those are things that you can't learn until you do it.
Yeah.
It's like, I think we've talked about this before, but like TV sets. How are you supposed to learn how to do that until you do it? And then your learning is on TV.
Yeah, they're hard.
You know?
That's not my style. I've done it.
You are better. You excel in this sort of laid back, also crowd work type situation. I mean, you can. I mean, you've opened for freaking Cher to 20,000 people. You can do a lot of things. But I just mean, this maybe not as enjoyable for you. Like a 5-minute
No, I don't
set
like
that's
it's
really
not
monitored.
Yeah, it's like I remember I did Fallon's show, one of his last ones that before he moved to the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And I was so disappointed in myself for not saying hello to the band.
Okay.
It's like that I was inside, I shot out of a cannon, and I wasn't, I had never done stand-up before and not done panel.
Okay.
And that was a little weird because I don't think they really get to know you.
Yeah.
I like to sit down with for a minute. It's not an ego thing. It's just more fun, I think. But anyway, the band is right there. They're from Philly. The Roots, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't say hi to them. And I was like I wasn't even pissed off about anything about the set. I was mad that I didn't have the calm, just to be centered enough to say, "Hey guys, I'm from Philly." Ooh,
Right, right. Just
something
anything.
human instead of just material.
Right. I know. Also, you're under. I mean, I think you probably handle it better as time goes on, but it's just like you're under a lot of scrutiny, So
Yeah.
you're just doing your best to get to your mark. And I mean, people are like, "Are you nervous all the time?" It's like, no, I'm not. But before I walk out to do a late night set, I'm feeling it.
Were you nervous in Ireland?
I was a little nervous before I walked out after you. Yeah, I was. But not to the point where I felt like I was shaking or.
Well, I didn't do a set, did I?
Yeah, you did. Right before me.
But I was hosting.
Wait, oh, right, with what was the guy's name?
Carl Spain.
Carl Spain. He's funny.
Yeah.
I liked him too.
Man, does he sweat?
He does like to sweat.
Sweats like Robin Williams, one of those guys that just sweat like Idle and I.
Dripping.
Yeah. If I did a set, I must have just done a couple minutes because I was.
I thought you did that night.
Well, I wouldn't have done like an 8-minute set in front of you for sure.
Yeah, I swore you did. I thought Carl was hosting and you went out and did some time.
Oh no, I was hosting. I went out at first alone.
Okay.
Brought Carl up because Barry Murphy didn't want to do it.
Right.
He gets nervous.
He does?
Yeah.
You know what I loved was singing at the end of the whole thing.
Oh yeah. How about how good everybody sang Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
They actually hit the notes.
I know.
It's hard.
I know.
I dig a little silhouette of a banjaramusa. Yeah, we do that every year.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think, whatever. I hope I get to go back sometime because I just feel like I could have done better. I know I got some good feedback and everything.
Yeah.
Of course, from you, and then my longer sets. I had some people come up, but I feel like I'd do better next time.
How about when?
I was also.
What's that?
I had the guy I was dating with at the time with me, and I don't think I'd do that again. It makes me. I'm not dating him anymore.
Oh, you're not? What happened?
I broke up with him.
Why? Talk to me. Now it's turning into a real interview. You see how long it takes me to ease into the interview?
I broke up with him because I don't know. There was a lot of red flags along the way. Just stuff that it's not like you want to marry everybody, but there's things you don't see in your future or a way certain. You probably can relate to this, but when you bring somebody around, they're an extension of you, and I just particularly didn't like that person being an extension of me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I met him. He seemed nice to me, but I met him in the Edwardian Theater.
Yeah.
I didn't know for sure if you met him there or whether you were...
we were kind of on the rocks then. I think it was a trip that we hoped to sort of have a nice time together and that would be good. But, it just wasn't meant to be. I don't know. There's other things too. I'll tell you later.
Tell me now. The world wants to know.
I know, but...
we have cameras. We have cameras, right?
Wait, are there really?
Yeah.
No, there's not.
But this is all being filmed.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Dom, for real?
Honest.
I would have been sitting up straighter this whole time.
Start now.
I also would have shaved my legs. Don't look.
It doesn't. I don't see anything. Like you got big curly pubic hairs coming out of your feet.
He's in the biz.
Oh, he is? What's he do?
He's a sketch comedian.
Oh. I always think that ego-wise, it's harder when a couple of comedians if the woman's ahead of the guy.
Yeah.
For some kind of sexual reason, historical, biological.
Did you ever I know you've been married, right? You've been married.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's did you ever date a lady comic though? Or
no.
No. It's I don't know. It's different for men comics, I think. To want to date a female comic, it's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I would say my best friend for the last couple of years, but that's a woman, is Jessie May.
Yeah.
She fucking kills me.
She's great. I mean, I met her. She hopped on scheduling wise, when I was at Zany's in March. She was doing alternating over at Rosemont, and then she came in. We did a show together at Zany's on a Friday or something, and that's the first time I met her and worked with her. But I had friends that worked with her and really, really enjoyed her, before. And I agree with you.
But I mean, I feel way more paternal than I would anything else with her.
Yeah.
But we have fun. I mean,
Yeah.
here's her text to me when she's back in town. I'm back, cunt. That's all she. Like that's it. That's pretty fun. Now, there's only a certain breed that could laugh at that.
Yes.
I wanted to tell you something else about this the couple thing.
Oh right.
Oh yeah, what was hard for me was.
I know I'm on camera. I gotta pull these down.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ready?
Yeah.
They were going up.
Yeah, they were going up. Okay. Chemistry wise.
I would have loved you at 200 pounds. Chubby chaser Irrera reveals himself. I forget what I was saying.
Well, we were talking about dating a comic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I was up for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. And I kept passing auditions. I didn't have an agent. I just kept writing skits. And it was, I didn't know how hard it was till looking back years later. But I would go home to my wife, who was an actress, and she would say, "Can you mention me to them?" I go, "Well, you let me get on the show first."
Right.
And it was like, that was really bad, Like,
yeah, that seems inappropriate.
Yeah. Now, the last woman I lived with was so not fucking beautiful. But she couldn't care less about show business or anything else, and that was better for me.
I was going to say, yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Was it too far the other way, though?
No. No. And we went, like when we would go, thank you, brother, when we would go to like Melbourne or something like that.
Yeah.
She always had friends or went out. Like, even where I did 2 cruises in my life, and both of them were like charter. I never did like a cruise where I had to say keep clean or anything like that.
Oh, good.
And
where'd you find that?
Well,
anyway, sorry.
Lewis Black chartered one thing.
Oh, okay.
And it was like 500 people on a ship, and the other one was a 80s rock and roll revival.
Okay, cool.
Which is pretty funny. I had like Michael McDonald on it.
No way.
He was so fucking good. He sounds like his voice is like bagpipes. Excuse me, powerful.
Yeah.
Eddie Money, do you know who he is?
I don't think so. Sounds a little bit familiar, but
yeah. If I did I can't remember his songs, but a couple of hits, you would know them. But anyway, she was like so cool because, I worked and I didn't feel like I don't feel like going into Mexico and getting my hair braided.
Right.
And buying trinkets in the third world country. And I'd rather just stay on the ship and go to the gym or just do something. And she was cool with that, so she was perfect in that sense.
Yeah. And then it just ended or what?
Well, it ended because I didn't want to get married.
Okay.
But I was already married. And I should have married her only because I would have made her a citizen.
Oh, okay.
She was from Canada. But I was just,
Well, yeah, you can't go back now. Do you regret it
can't?
or what?
You sure?
I'm positive.
The Wayback Machine?
We could try climbing in my car and reversing.
Wouldn't that be interesting if you go back and rectify whatever mistakes you made in life?
Yeah, but...
That's what makes it life.
Yeah, I mean, I love those movies. Those movies can be fun. What was it?
Oh, the Time Machine movies?
Yeah, there was one recently, actually. I doubt you saw it. Rachel McAdams was in it.
No.
But either way. Yeah.
There's a movie called The Time Machine by H.G. Wells.
Yeah.
You should see it. I mean, it's very dated because of the technology, but it's such a cool thing.
Was it a book that I might have read?
Yeah.
I think I might have read it.
Because in it, he sits in this chair, the time machine, and everything around him changes. Like, for instance, this moment in time here, if you went back 20 years, this used to be a Chinese restaurant, right where we are now. The Laugh Factory was half of this, And like before that, who knows? And then they have pictures next door at Greenblatt's of this place years ago when it was just, Hollywood with buggies and stuff.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? But just think of it like 200 years ago when it was just all forest and stuff. So
yeah. I know that would be wild. Also, just I don't think I would change anything.
Really?
I don't know.
If I were you, I'd change some things.
About me?
Yeah. And, you want them in alphabetical order or just the worst things first?
Limit it to 5. I don't know if I can handle more than 5.
I don't think I can limit it to 5. You have so many things. Oh, my God.
Save it till after.
What's your next gig? Don't lie to me. You look like you're lying. Why are you lying to me?
No, road work wise, I'm doing laughs in Kirkland next week, but that'll be before.
Kirkland, what?
Yeah, Washington.
It's Washington State?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Near Seattle, but I'll have done that before this comes out. And then Denver, this thing called High Plains Comedy Festival, sponsored by it.
Is that with Wendy?
No.
Oh, that's not what the Comedy Works.
No. It's with Andy Jewett and Kayvon. And they do this thing called Sex Pot. Because they run a weed dispensary.
Do you smoke?
Occasionally. I mean, I have jokes about how I date potheads. Because they can't leave if they're already gone.
They can't what?
They can't leave if they're already gone.
Oh, right. That's clever.
Thanks.
You're very witty.
You're witty. I learned it from you.
Did people tell you should be a comedian all your life?
Yeah, I was always a ham. Yeah. I think, too, the reason I got into stand-up was just because I basically would come home and do it every night for my roommates in college.
Oh, really?
You know, you'd come home and I'd be standing in front of them in the living room and they'd just be laughing. But I did that I played sports. I played field hockey in high school.
Did you?
And I do that for the team, too,
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a, type A comic, though. I was always very organized and control on top of things. So while I was dicking around on the field, I was the team captain as well. You know?
Oh, you're a good athlete?
Yeah, I was an All-Ohioan.
A what?
An All-Ohioan field
No
hockey
kidding.
player.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Out of 200 pounds?
No, I was lighter then.
Oh. I'm fixated on this 200 pounds.
I know. Can you imagine? I have a video on my phone. I'll show you of my first stand-up set.
I can't imagine you're 200 pounds.
I mean, I'll show you. It doesn't really look like me. I just kind of chubbier all over. I didn't gain the weight really until college. So in high school, I was still 150-ish. About now. I was about this size. Perfect. In high school.
I was always thin.
You were...
That's the fattest I've been.
You're not fat.
Oh, yeah.
You feel fat?
You know how I feel fat? When I'm getting out of a car.
Yeah.
And I have to plant my feet to lift my body. Because I feel like I'm actually getting exercise because I'm squatting my torso. Definitely I feel fat.
You gotta go like this out of a car.
I look up. Well, you know what hit me? I was in Cleveland, and my friend's daughter went to Case Western.
Yeah.
And cool. They came to see me, and we were going to go out. And I was going out with this bartender at this really cool martini place. So I went over to see her, and we're sitting there. And you look their age. They're all like 21, 20, whatever. And we're sitting there, and we're laughing and drinking and just everything. So then I look into the reflection of the mirror, and I see this big fucking Guido head, like I could just bite their heads off. You know what I mean? And that's when it really hits you. That was a
wake-up call. That was your Oprah aha moment.
Yeah. I have, the girls here, they're all friends of mine, the waitresses, because they've been working here for a while, and we have to do something goofy, to wait around for the sets, and they all wanted to take pictures. And I forget how hot they are because they're my friends. Mm-hmm. And they were all dressed for the Christmas party. Yeah. And I had been going out with this woman in Philadelphia a little bit, and she thought that I was doing it to torture her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
make her jealous.
If you know me, I don't even know how to fucking Instagram.
Right. Well, you do, but...
No, I really don't. Yeah, I have Instagram, but I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
One of the girls always does it for me, like I'm like retarded, I wait there and I don't know what to do. Can I get you a drink?
Can you Instagram this for me?
Well, that's what they wanted. But isn't it funny that somebody's ego would be that they thought I would how could I find 15 beautiful girls that want to take pictures with me? They wanted to take pictures because we were friends.
Right. I think that's unfortunately I found relationships like that, or it's not like that, where you started where that's either in that person's nature to be jealous and have those things, and it might not always start like that, but it ends like that, or you don't have it at all.
Was he jealous of you, that guy?
Yeah.
How about in Ireland? Did anything happen when you were getting attention from all those people?
Yeah, I mean, we got in a fight. Yeah, I felt like a main problem, I suppose, is I felt like there was a bouncer in my life. Where in a green room you should be able to just riff, have fun,
I think I had a
mess
drink
around.
with him.
Probably did.
I think I had a drink.
He liked you.
We're at the bar.
No one's all bad,
Oh, you were on stage, I think. I'm pretty sure.
He enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah.
You make him laugh. I mean, you're funny.
Huh.
And no one's all bad. I just felt like I had a bouncer in my life, and don't want that. I don't want to feel like someone can't get to me.
Right.
And I don't mean. Does that sound weird?
No.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
an
mean it
interesting
like.
term. to
Yeah,
use.
I'm not saying. I don't mean like bouncers and I'm some sort of famous person. I mean it like friends can't get close to me.
Yeah.
You know, or someone I was close with. Like if all of a sudden you felt weird talking to me because somebody was preventing you from being close, or just you felt awkward. Like comics are flirts.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of, to me at least, that's, I'm not saying we're always constantly trying to bone each other, but it's like we're flirting, we're having fun, that's riffing. You're playing.
Of course.
So it didn't feel comfortable to do that always.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
And once you get that past that line, there's no going back.
Yeah, I also felt like I didn't, eventually at some point, didn't trust him, and that was more instinctual.
You didn't trust him about other women?
No, I mean, not even necessarily that. I just felt, a little bit that way, and just kind of just a general distrust. And that might not be fair. I'm not saying he did anything specifically. It just, sometimes you have to go with your gut or your instincts.
Well, I'll tell you, he was really handsome, and you'll never get anybody that good looking again.
Help.
You know what I mean? I mean, I got to be honest with you. I mean, he was really one of the best looking men I've ever seen.
Tom!
What?
Are you being real?
No.
Okay, good.
Me and my friend.
He was hot.
We would torture each other with stuff like that. Like
You're never gonna do better.
Yeah, like he had this girlfriend. He's a player. This guy. He's a musical director. Plays. You know, he's a good excellent musician, and he's always, you know, dating and playing the whole game. And I would always say to him, "Yeah, she's beautiful, but she's not like Cindy." You know, it's weird how once in 3 lifetimes, a girl like Cindy comes along. It's not your fault. I mean, you blew it, but what are you gonna do? You know. And so he does the same thing to me about that.
It's funny because it'll get in your head even if you're kidding.
Well, I was just fucking with you, but I could see it. Like, my God, was he handsome? I mean, I'm a straight man, and I gotta say, he was beautiful. You'll find other things in people besides looks. That they're good people. They're honest. They're not bouncers.
Yeah.
So you going out with now?
On a New York comic.
What's with the comics?
I don't know. I never did that before. I avoided it.
Do I know him?
I don't know. Do you?
Nomenclature, please. S'il vous plaît.
Tu appelles. Wait, no. How do I say it?
Dave Chappelle?
No, I was trying to say it in French.
Oh.
How do you say his name is?
Mon Chappelle?
Yeah. Chappelle.
Oh, no. How do you say his name?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of it. Tu t'appelles, je m'appelle. Il s'appelle, right? Il s'appelle Sam Morril.
Sam Morril?
Yeah, you know?
I love Sam Morril.
No, you don't.
He's not half as good looking as that other guy. But it just shows that you're not into looks anymore.
Right? I'm a good person.
You're a good person. You're down to earth. No, I probably know him. I mean, does he come around here?
Yeah, he's funny.
Are you beating him in comedy?
He recorded his half hour when I did. In Boston 2 months ago.
You're probably better. Who should close the show between you and him? I'm trying to instigate trouble now.
I better close the show.
You should close it?
Yeah, ladies first.
That would be ladies last.
I know, I was calling him a lady.
You what?
I was calling him a lady.
Oh, calling him a lady.
Yeah.
Is he strong?
Yeah. He's really tall.
No, I don't mean physically strong.
Oh, yeah, he's a good comic.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
he's really tall.
I don't know. You're like, is he strong? That's where my mind goes, physically. But yeah, he's a very strong comic. He did last comic there, this first episode, and he didn't move on, but he got a lot of response that was like, you should have moved on. We liked you a lot. You know, a couple of good old comedy websites. I got that bug.
Good.
A couple of comedy websites were like, hey, Sam should have moved on. He's good. He's doing Conan on the 19th.
Oh, cool.
We'll be back for that.
Well, well, good luck with it.
I mean, you know, it's all new and fun. You find people you jive with and hang out with them and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
I know. They're all too young for me. What am I going to do?
I know. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Marry me.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
You'll be fine.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. Everything's gonna be okay, Don.
What the hell happened to this podcast?
We fell asleep. The coffee, it came and then it went.
I'm gonna go get my hair dyed now.
Really? You dye it? Doesn't really look like you dye it.
Well, I put a rinse.
Okay.
You know what it is?
So it's like a nice sort of in between.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that gray anyway, but somehow I can't go on in front of college kids with like too much gray hair.
I get it.
But it's funny because, like I don't give a fuck. And I was at a college reunion, and somebody was trying to nail me, like to get me to bullshit. And I just went right at them. I go, they say, "Well, you look different. Did you get a haircut?" I go, "No, I dyed my hair," in front of everybody.
Good.
So now they can't go, "Who the fuck's that kid?"
Right. Like you're trying to be something you're not.
Yeah.
It's all about whatever you feel good in, But I get what you mean. They're trying to call you out, and you're like, "Oh no, I'll
Beat
call
you to
me
the
out."
punch. Yeah.
That's the way to do it. But yeah, it's not like aggressive. You don't like dye your hair, and it's like aggressively black.
Well, dye my hair and then have big black eyebrows.
But also your beard comes in dark, right?
Yeah,
Your
it's
mustache
mixed.
or mix is salt and pepper.
Yeah. I'm glad you came on the show, kid.
I'm glad you had me.
Thank you. Beth Stelling,
Thanks for having me.
look for her on...
Yeah, Comedy Central.
What's your Twitter?
At Beth Stelling.
So
STELLING.
I could tell you said a million times how to say your name, because I've had to do it too.
Yeah, not Sterling, not spelling.
But you said it as simple as you could, spelling with a
T.
T.
Yeah, I said like spelling, but with a T.
You told me that right before I introduced you.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing that's hard about hosting is I forget people's names, even though I remember them. You know what I mean? Anyway.
I know. I get it.
Great job on we give her a hand, folks. She doesn't really believe that there's cameras here.
I still don't, quite honestly.
All right, and let's get to the 200-pound Beth Stelling off the air. See you next time. Thank you
Bye.
for being on.
Are they really cameras?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't believe you.
At least time.